What's going on, Gamesters, and welcome back to another game film analysis. This was my second game of the season. I got in there for maybe 25, 27 minutes. Unfortunately, we lost and the season's over, so I played a total of 47 minutes, which sucks. Surgery really derailed things, and I'll chat about my plans for the postseason at the end. But without further ado, let's break down every single involvement in my game of the Banshees versus Exiles. My first involvement, we were on attack. The forwards had done some crashes. We called for the ball out wide. I was hoping to get it on this inside line. There wasn't a ton of space. We should have gone wide. And once Amanda got tackled, I picked and goed. I wanted to try so bad, where I got my knees down before the try line and I was able to get the ball back and not be held up. But if I had just picked that ball up and immediately got it wide, we would have scored quicker. On theme with the season, we were playing a lot of defense. Came up hard on the line, trying to navigate that fend. I kind of wish I had just shot underneath it from the start. I was able to fight around, get better positioning, and hold her to ground. Defensively came up. I had to honor the crash line, and she did a really good job of getting me out of the initial play. But I think I also did a good job of sticking with it and then continuing to follow the ball. It's hard to tell, but I did get my arm around her legs, and then Sia was able to come in and finish it. Here's me just pressuring a kick. It felt a lot closer than it looks. I'm a big fan of high contestable restarts and kickoffs. I went for a high ball. I wish it was a little closer to the 40, but it was perfectly placed. The girl that caught it actually had her foot in touch. I like to believe that my pressure got in her head. And at this point in time, I had transitioned to 10, kicking for touch. I'm not a great kicker. I was able to get the touch and set us up for a line out, which we did score off of. Now, I have never played 10 before in an actual game. It is much different than playing 10 in practice. Not something I was expecting either, and that can be extremely difficult mentality-wise. I came in as a sub for the 12, that's what the position I was playing, and then to be thrown at 10 definitely shook me a little bit. I wasn't very confident, but I did my best. They kicked, and it went right to me. So I was about to take it into contact, but I was able to find my prop and then get out of the mess and start directing the team. I wish I had gone out the back. Couldn't tell you if I just didn't have someone there, if I couldn't hear them. Luckily, we had advantage. This is just a messy ball at the back of set piece, and there I am on the edge, ready to ruck. This is a tackle off the scrum, and when you're playing 10, this tackle can be difficult, especially if the first receiver keeps the ball, because hypothetically the flanker should be coming off, and that should be their tackle, but it all depends on where that first receiver and what that first receiver does. Do they carry or do they pass? Ball carrier continues to carry. I stayed on their outside shoulder, and I was able to step in and lower my body height just enough to get kind of that side tackle and kind of lasso the ball carrier's legs. They committed a penalty, somehow managed to get on my feet. I went to quick tap, and I was in front of the mark. I was so upset at getting called back. One of those players makes a snarky comment. I turn around, I say some choice words back, but the ref wasn't having it from the New York girls, and they gave another penalty. And go, it's not funny when they do it to you, but it's funny when they do it to the other team. And then here, kicking to touch, should have probably let Kai take it, but just felt like my responsibility. It didn't go very far. Coming off the line out, running our set piece, setting up as that first receiver. Again, I should have gone out the back, and I don't know if I just wasn't looking for it, if I wasn't hearing it. That was just a missed opportunity. Not that we had a ton of space on the edge, but it would have given us a different point of attack, hitting a crash line that actually got pushed back, and then we ended up losing possession. New York keeps it nice and tight. I'm right next to the breakdown, but then you see me fold, and I'm covering the breakdown. That's the first job. And then Jetta comes back in. That tackle now becomes my responsibility, and then with the help of Cassie, we get her down. We have this little chip kick, and I was on the weak side of the ruck, so I have to work my butt back to get back in an onside position, which you can see here. I'm right at the base of the ruck, the ball carrier cutting back inside, and there I am to add weight to the kind of double tackle that was already happening. Another scrum towards the end of the game. I'm really happy with how quickly I got off the defensive line and met the ball carrier where she was at. I'm not a huge fan of my base of support right now. It's difficult to make a tackle from there, but I was able to kind of get underneath that fen and just keep fighting and eventually drag down the ball carrier. We still push them back behind the scrum, so that's a good tackle to me. And that's the game. We ended up losing 28-22. It was a battle. It was very close. It just sucks. We didn't have a good season. It's point blank, very obvious. We won 2 games. That's embarrassing. We won 2 games. I was able to play in 2 games because of surgery. It just wasn't how any of us wanted the season to go. And that kind of leads into what is next. Like, how do I prepare for the next WER season? I am going to be coaching Bryant Women's Rugby. They are trying to kind of revitalize and revamp their program, so I'm excited to be a part of that. But that's going to make playing a little bit more difficult. I'm going to try to play with Providence again. I don't know how many games I'm going to be able to actually play with them, just because I'm also coaching. So there's going to be a lot of balancing happening over the next few months of playing and coaching. But the biggest thing that I've been feeling the last few days, literally since the game ended, was just FOMO of not playing all season and not really getting many opportunities to play. And it really makes you question your worth as a player, if I'm as good as I think I am, and what's the point? Leading into that, like how am I supposed to get better? Like, do I travel abroad, but I just accepted this job? Like, there's a lot of other things that go into women's rugby that is difficult. I'm married, I have a dog, kind of settling down roots here, and so that just makes traveling for rugby difficult. I don't want to leave unless it's an opportunity that is really going to be better than what I could achieve here. And I'm still going to be looking for those opportunities. I'd love to go to France and play in the Elite 2. So I'm still looking at those options, looking at some sevens tournaments just to play for fun, and even some 15s, not tournaments, but just like one-off games for squads that like travel over here, like foreign teams that come over here and play on tour. So those are all the thoughts and stuff that's going on in my brain. And it was rough. It's been rough, but we're just going to keep working because I'm turning 30 in a few days. I still have big rugby goals, and I think I can achieve said rugby goals. It's really unfortunate that my broken finger kind of took a whole season away from me. I'm resentful of that, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's done and done. Next is just to keep working and hopefully one day call myself USA Eagle number, insert number. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you want coaching, whether it's strength conditioning, skills coaching, film breakdown, it will be a lot more in-depth for someone who is purchasing it. All that is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.